Hello, welcome to Dynamics Accounting and Finance Tips. My name is Jolie, and today we're going to talk about the month-end close schedule, or what Dynamics or Microsoft likes to call the financial period close workspace. Let's jump into it. So the financial period close workspace, again, is right here, just right on your face. And when you open up the period close workspace, you're going to have three sections: summary, task and status, and links. And then the links is what we're going to talk about right now, because this is initially setting up the configuration for the financial period close calendar. But I want to show you what the end result is going to look like. So Microsoft, for this demo, has already put in data for task assigned to this company, USMF. What I love so much about this, and so really these tabs over here are really the same data, just filtered differently. What I love most is the links part about this module. So let's just look at accounts payable. So there's some dependencies. So what the exclamation mark means is that there's a dependency, which means I can't close or check off completed one task until another task before it is completed. So in this case, we can't verify the vendor aging if we haven't posted the pending vendor invoices in the open payment journals beforehand. And then, as you can see, the times that they've got these tasks set up kind of correlate to those dependencies. What I love, though, most, and I'm sorry, I kind of jumped off track, is the link. So if you click on the task, it's going to take you directly to pending vendor invoices, where you will be able to review your pending vendor invoices and post the ones that are in the current month that you're closing. And all of these post open payment journals. So it's just a click, takes you right into the vendor payment journals. I'm going to show you how to do that in the configuration here in a second. Just think it's fabulous to make it easier. Reconcile to general ledger. Love this one so much. You just click it and it's vendor to ledger reconciliation report. And as long as you have your main account blocked for not allowing manual entries, and I can show you that. We'll go there here, and let's go from here down at the ledger. So let's look at the ledger, and let's go to share chart of accounts. And here, if we look at accounts payable, so let's just, and let's see here. Do not allow manual entry. So this is perfect configuration to have when you have a subledger main account. That way there's no other entries being posted, and that ledger to subledger reconciliation is always going to tie out. And if it doesn't, it's probably pretty easy to find out why. Okay, so let's go back. And so once we finish this task, we check it off as completed. So we've posted both the pending vendor invoices. Now, more than likely, we can verify vendor aging. But also, let's go back and see all task. So as you can see, the configuration, it moves those tasks off your to-do list, which I love too, because I don't know about you, but I like to see things go away. So I like to check the box and see things to go away. So, but you can always see what's been completed, the completed date. You can even add a column for who completed it, completed by, and add that in as well into your columns if you'd like. So you can add an attachment here. Now, I do want to say that there is a caveat to adding attachments here. If you add attachments here, they aren't going to come over into your next month. those would need to be added in the configuration if you have any attachments that you want to keep bringing over, but they will be saved in your history. And I'll show you that. Well, actually, we'll jump into that. All financial period close task and history and everything and all the documentation will be saved here under all financial period close tasks. So you can see all your closing schedules, any attachments up here that were on those closing schedules, all your entities as well would be here. So this is an amazing place just to see all historical data. And this is a full task list as well for the whole entire month. So all of these basically are the same thing. They're just broken out status by person. So you can see who has the most, who's 100% complete, who are we still waiting on, status by area, um, what module has not closed yet. This is amazing. And then let's go ahead and talk about the setup. I'm sorry, real quick, let's jump into summary. So summary is amazing as well because you can see your remaining tasks. So if we click here, or today's, I'm sorry, not just mine, but depending on the configuration we set up here in a second, you should be able to see everyone's. And so Phyllis, we can see, has 3 actions that need to be completed today. Those actions are also blocked tasks. So until she does these actions, other users can't complete their actions. So I just love it. So let's talk about the configuration. Okay, so configuration, I would say start from the bottom. So under the closing roles, so these are roles that we are going to assign resources or users specifically to these roles. And then those roles we're going to assign to task here in a second. So these are kind of, your accountants, your accounting manager, AP invoice clerk, payments clerk, invoicing. I love Microsoft's kind of segregation of duties here, where it has a collection agent, a project accountant, a treasurer. These are all in line with the security roles as well. And you can add here, obviously it's pretty easy to add. Now here's under resources where we do have to go in and assign employees to our closing roles and the companies that we want them to perform tasks in as well. And here is where you change the configuration to see, okay, do we want Arnie to see all the tasks and statuses or only his assigned task? So depending probably on his management level, would make that determination of whether he needs to see all tasks or only the tasks assigned to him. And task areas, so we go to the third configuration. This is kind of the modules, really, accounts payable, accounts receivable, bank, fixed assets, general ledger, inventory, project, tax. These are all the financial modules in Finance and Operations D365. Of course, you can add new if you'd like and add any other area that you want to include in part of your month-end close calendar. Okay, so here is a calendar. Now, some companies have 6 working days, some companies only have 5. Depending on your company, you can set this up however you'd like. I think standard is a 5-day schedule. And then you can actually, so what you would do to create the calendar, you'd go in here to new. So sorry about that. You would create you just type in 5 days, 5-day calendar, your start and end date. So if you want to just do a year at a time, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then create. Once you create it, it's going to allow you to edit it. Now, this is a great place to go in and kind of figure out your holidays. And if there's any days in here that you want to exclude as not being a working day, you can do that here very easily. Love that. Okay, so now we've got our working days. And so what that does is it allows the calendar dates to automatically populate for you only in the working days. So it's reading those specific working days. And now we're going to go to our templates. So these are all of our tasks. So here we would have to create a new template. That's really easy to do. You just add a new template here. You're going to give it a name. More than likely, you're going to give it a month end name. And then you're going to go to these three dots here and you're going to go to new. When you go to new, this is where you're going to select what module that you're creating. You're going to type in your task here, whatever that task may be. So let's do one for fixed assets. And there's probably already one here, but let's do post depreciation entry. And this is going to be the due date relation. It's the due date relative to the period end date. So the period end date, as you'll see here in a second, we defined as 7/31. So we want to post our depreciation 2 working days after that. Oh. And we want it posted by 8 a.m. And the closing roll would be probably the fixed assets closing roll, but we'll just put it to an accountant here. And the company, we just want them to do USMF for right now. And the task link, we're going to go to fixed assets, and we're going to go to journal entries and create depreciation proposal. Love that. Now, is there a dependency on this? I would say yes. We need to set that dependency because you don't want to post your depreciation more than likely until all of your AP entries are done. So let's set the dependency. And we want that dependency to be both posting the payment journals and posting. Actually, the payment journals won't have anything to do with your depreciation. So it's just the pending vendor invoices and probably invoice journal, but it's not here. We won't worry about it. So we're going to hit OK. And now we have that dependency and we have our new task. And so this is probably the item that will take the longest is setting all your tasks up one time. But once you set them up one time, you're good. You don't have to do this anymore. The only thing that you would have to do every month is come in here and create a new closing schedule. And that's basically pretty simple. So you would hit new, and you could probably do this as well way ahead of time. So if you wanted to do August 2022 and do month end close for August, and you could do these as well for the whole year if you wanted to. So it's pretty, everything that you just created, you're kind of choosing. You're choosing your start date, your end date, which lines up with your ledger dates, your ledger calendar dates. And we're going to create. Okay, so now we have July, August. Now July, it's August 8th right now. We are still in July, so this is going to be open. But as you can see, this old one, that needs to be locked so nobody else can see it. And what will happen when we've logged that, if we go back into the workspace, now we will no longer see that locked month-end close schedule. We only will see the July and the August. And as you can see, I probably named that August wrong. Month-end close. I should have said August month-end. So let's go ahead and change the name of that real quick. There we go. I like to be consistent. And we'll pick our ledger dates, our template month end, our calendar, our 5 working days, and our company. And it's there, and now we should only see August month end and July month end. And then you would just toggle in between them. So right now we're still on July. And when we close out and go back, whatever month that you landed on before you closed out, you're going to come back to. So July 22nd was our last financial month that we were working in, and so it's automatically going to default to that month. I love this module. It's amazing to me. It especially love um, the links. So if we come here to July, actually we added the new fixed asset. So let me point that out. We added the new fixed asset task, and it's not going to be in July. We'd have to manually enter that because July was created before we added that new task. So definitely something to keep in mind. And now if we go to begins with fixed, well, let's see. Well, and if I remember, it's not actually called fixed assets. It was post depreciation entry. That's the one we just created today. As we can see, it's due 9/2, and Cassie's responsible for this. So if we can go to the task, we can see the depreciation proposal. It takes us directly to the proposal for us to create the journal. So this is the end of this demo. I hope you enjoyed it. It is such a fun module, especially because every finance and accounting department has a month-end close schedule. It is a little bit tedious setting it up for the first time, but once you set it up for the first time, it's good to go after that. Just remember, if you're creating new tasks, they will only be added automatically to your next month. You'll have to manually add them in, which you can do here. So keep in mind, we didn't have post depreciation in July, right? But we can go in here and add it manually. And we can give it a due date. And we can say who's responsible. And we can give it a link. So I guess the point of this demo is to let you know the kind of the areas to think about is if you find something you need to add after you've already designed and set up all your configuration, you can manually do that, but make sure that you add it in to the months that you've already created down here in the configuration. Uh, and quickly, I want to show you how to do a quarter end schedule. So a lot of times our quarter end duties are a lot different than our month end. So if you go here to your, your templates, here, you can copy this template. So obviously you're going to have the same task for your quarter end, but you're going to have more for your quarter end because you're doing a lot of checks and balances that you wouldn't typically do on a month end. So we're going to create, now we've created a quarter end, but now we can add things like reconcile monthly statements from vendors, send out, customer statements, whatever is our additional quarter ends, cash flow statements, board financial statements, things of that nature. As well. And so all you would do is you would create a closing schedule here. And now we're going to call it September month end. And we would do 9/1 to 9/30. And we would use a quarter end. You could do all entities. Just for this example, we're just doing one. So now you have your quarter end, which if you go back to there's your quarter end. And actually, we would change the name of that to be September quarter end. And you'll have your quarter end task assigned here. Love this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you love this video, if you love these videos I'm creating, please subscribe to my channel. Please leave comments, negative, positive. I'm open to feedback. Constructive criticism is not something that hurts my feelings. It helps me be a better person, and I appreciate that. So please leave a comment, and thank you for watching. Mahalo.